Hey everyone, hey Wellness crew, and welcome to today's reading of The Art of Contemplation, A Gentle Path to Wholeness and Prosperity. And again, this is a book related to the Gene Keys, written by Richard Rudd. It's not a very big book, so I think this might require maybe one more live stream, and then we'll be completely done with it. Physical Contemplation, Celebrating the Body. The great contemplative traditions throughout time have taken very mixed views towards the physical body. The more extreme renunciate paths attempt to transcend the body through intense discipline and even self-denial. Hi, Xavier, how are you? Hope I pronounced that correctly. Such paths can be harsh and unrealistic for the modern world. A more balanced approach is to use the body and its natural impulses as a means for gaining self-knowledge. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well as well. And by celebrating our physical body on a daily basis. Our body is like a beloved pet. The better we take care of it and love it, the happier and healthier it will be. If you neglect an animal, it will become increasingly unhappy and restless. If you feed it too much rich food or not enough food, or if you neglect to exercise it, it will suffer. Oh, I'm not talking about that right now, hun. It's inactive. These are obvious but vital truths. It's in one of my posts. The deeper we enter into the art of contemplation, the more we want to keep our body pure. Oh, okay. Because a pure body leads to a pure, calm inner state. This does not mean that we should be austere with our body or worry too much about it. Oh, I'm really not here to talk about that right now, hun. Our body is our experimental mirror. If we put it under sustained stress, it will either rebel or collapse. The body is therefore like a set of finely tuned scales. Over time, we need to learn exactly what it needs in order to thrive and come into perfect harmony. Thus far in our contemplative journey, we have explored both the mind and the emotions. The physical body is the bedrock of both. Our brain chemistry, our nervous and immune systems, and all facets of our physicality are intricately interwoven. I was receiving a phone call and I exited out of that. We are one pulsing, gleaming whole. In the body, there lie many secrets. As we learn to treasure the body, it will gradually release these secrets. Our DNA is a labyrinth of undreamt of possibility. Only by bringing body, mind, and emotion into perfect harmony can we unlock the higher possibilities latent in our DNA. Oh, okay. Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Only by bringing body, mind, and emotion into perfect harmony can we unlock the higher possibilities latent in our DNA. Then we will celebrate a level of radiant health and heightened awareness that is currently dormant. The art of contemplation is the gentle path that can lead us to this state of wondrous wholeness. The body and the seasons, attunement. Thank you so much for the like. One of the strongest influences on our contemplation is the changing seasons. We can begin with the realization that the body pulses according to natural planetary rhythms. Depending on where we live, the soft animal of our body quite naturally adjusts itself to the environmental cadences of the life around us. Our placement within a wider pattern that includes the position of the sun, moon, and celestial spheres also lends a subtle shape to our personal contemplative practice. As we become more aware of these seasonal and local factors, we can fine-tune our own contemplation and harmonize with our environment. Oh, okay, awesome. Spring contemplation. Every spring, the earth awakens. As the buds begin to open and the creatures around us become busier and more externally focused, so our awareness naturally follows. With the sun's return, it is natural to wake earlier with the light. There is so much fuel for our contemplation. The sound of the birds, the sun bursting through the clouds after rainfall, the vigor of nature is apparent everywhere. In early spring, taking a pause from normal activity is highly recommended. In this pause, which can last a few days, you can extend your contemplation into your physical domain and clear out your life from top to bottom. This is also an excellent time to do cleansing contemplations. Spring flushes that throughout old patterns, ideas, and things. Okay. I'm really not here to talk about that. Thank you, though. Spring flushes that throw out old patterns, ideas, and things that we no longer need or use. As spring moves into its fullness, you will have the wonderful sensation of beginning the year from a place of freshness and clarity. This also ensures that you are less likely to become overwhelmed later in the spring by your own busyness. Spring is also the perfect time to make a regular practice of the solar contemplation mentioned in the final part of this book. I'm here to read from The Art of Contemplation. I'm not here for anything else. So if that is something that doesn't serve you, then you are absolutely free to get off of the live stream. This is regarding something that's really important to me, and I'm not here to be showing my lingerie. Summer contemplation. The summer months tend to be when we most need the practice of contemplation. We are often very busy and active, which means we pause less. The less we pause, the less opportunities there are for pivotal moments. So summer often leads to a buildup of heat in our system. This can result in emotional overwhelm, exhaustion, and other physical problems. In the summer, one of the best contemplations is simply to regularly sit or lie and luxuriate in the sun or shade. You can model yourself on the cat, who is a master of this contemplative technique. If you work indoors a lot, then each break takes on vital importance as it attunes your body to its natural rhythm, rather than one imposed by air conditioning or unnatural lighting. In summer, the most natural contemplations take place when we are in motion. In this sense, a walk, run, or swim can provide us with a welcome and healthy pause. You might like to try the active contemplations from the final part of this book. Autumn contemplation. Autumn is the contemplative's delight. It is the time of the year most suited to the art of contemplation. In autumn, the earth's energies are naturally turning inwards, and so it is with our physical body. We must learn to gently let go of the fruits and memories of summer and embrace this inner turning. This is the time of year when conditions for contemplation are optimal. As the light recedes, moods change, and our biorhythm slows. Now you can lengthen your pauses and allow your mind and heart to dive deeper and more frequently into the inner realms. For some people, autumn can be a time of sadness and sometimes depression. The art of contemplation can greatly help with these feelings and states because it actively and creatively harnesses our inward-looking tendencies. If you are affected by such states, you might like to practice the solar contemplation on page 77, and we'll get to that probably in the next live stream. Winter contemplation. Winter is the great feast time of the contemplative life. The deeper and more refined your practice of contemplation becomes, the more you will appreciate and love this season. The body needs more sleep, rest, and quiet. In winter than any other time of year. Unfortunately, our modern lifestyle tends to make this one of the most stressful and busy times of the year. As a contemplative person, you may wish to tackle this challenge of culture versus chemistry head on. If you do find yourself under increased pressure, you will need to increase the frequency of your pauses in order to retain a healthy inner state. Short, regular pauses to take some deep breaths can literally reshape a whole day. As contemplation becomes more important to you, you may want to rearrange your life to ensure your body gets the quiet inner space it needs during winter. Equatorial and other rhythms. In many places on Earth, the seasons are not as obvious as they are depicted above. Wherever you live on our blue-green globe, there are always subtle signatures in seasons of one kind or another. Around the equator and the poles, for example, very different rhythms are found. In some climes, the rainy season offers an enforced pause that either comes in a single extended period or intermittently throughout a single day, as in the equatorial rainforest. Towards the poles or in the deserts, day and night play all manner of circadian tunes across the keyboard of our chemistry. At every place on the earth, there is a natural rhythm of activity and pause, shaped by the atmospheric cycles and local geography. Your job is to heed this rhythm as it plays through the chemistry of your body and attune and adjust your practice of contemplation to these many subtle nuances. Rhythm, contemplation, and the body clock. The art of contemplation is a profound practice whose roots will travel deep into our physical chemistry. In the beginning, you may not realize this as you begin to apply the techniques at a more surface level. You may also have noticed that the order of this book moves from mental to emotional to physical contemplation. This is because contemplation first begins in the mind. It then affects our emotional life and our relationships, where we may experience increasing clarity and calm. Finally, and after some time, your contemplation will also bring changes to your physical body. And if anyone reads Joe Dispenza, you will definitely get an idea of what I'm talking about here, how meditation and contemplation can cause changes to your physical body, can help with healing. It really is quite amazing and very interesting. So if you want to check more of that out, go ahead and look up Joe Dispenza. He is an incredible writer and has helped many people. Physical changes can come in many ways. You may find that your diet naturally changes to a healthier one, which will impact your physical body. You will begin to make decisions rooted in self-love instead of decisions that are self-destructive. The release of old emotional patterns through the technique of pivoting will also bring about a greater sense of freedom and vitality. Your entire view of yourself can change as your contemplation brings you greater self-assurance and a deeper sense of self-love. All the above changes will have a gradual and subtle impact on the way your physical body operates. The prolonged effects of regular and rhythmic pausing will also bring you into a wonderful harmonic pulse with the heartbeat of life. Where others will sometimes rush past you in a flurry of activity and stress, you will feel more measured, more majestic, and more independent than ever before. Another key area that changes as we become more centered in this way is our sleep. Each person has their own unique sleep patterns. Many people in our modern lifestyle suffer from lack of sleep or disturbed sleep patterns. Contemplation can resolve such difficulties through attuning us to our own natural body clock. And if you want to do pauses, there's an incredible app called Triple Flame, and it has settings for you to do multi-minute pauses, and it really brings the art of contemplation to its fruition because it really allows you to relax and to get into a meditative state and to be able to incorporate what I'm talking about right now into your daily life, into your daily practice. The physical body, being mostly liquid, has a natural tidal rhythm. Most people are unaware of it. Each time you pause, you give yourself an opportunity to settle into that deep inner pulse. The intracellular fluid that washes in and out of the cells of our body is endlessly pulsing and flowing. If you were able to listen inwardly to the sound of this process, it might sound similar to the waves purling gently on a beach. Contemplation aims to tune our whole body, emotions, and mind to these softly soothing rhythms. Our sense of inner and outer timing changes. We find ourselves more often at the right place at the right time. It is fascinating to observe how our body clock changes as we refine our contemplative practice. Sometimes, during the night, you may find yourself waking spontaneously, enveloped by a beautiful state of peacefulness, which you can deepen through conscious contemplation until you naturally fall back to sleep. Often, when you awake the next day, the same feeling of serenity will follow you into your day. Many are the mysteries that come through the art of contemplation. The third technique, merging. In writing this book, an attempt has been made to describe and break down a process that is inherently mysterious and essentially intuitive. Contemplation is above all an art. As an art, it defies easy explanation. There are tangible stages and touchstones along the way, such as the technique of pausing. Anyone can create pauses in their day, but how will you take advantage of those pauses? To bring about the experience of pivoting, you will need to go much further than simply pausing. Pivoting is both a shift in awareness and a subtle act of will. You must have a profound wish to experience more of life. As pivoting flows from pausing, merging flows from pivoting. Pivoting is the field of transformation. Merging is the conscious application of that transformation into the many corners of our lives. Merging involves moving deeper than ever into life, into the world, towards others. It is a state of flowering and an embracing of all facets of life. It is the threshold of our mastery. Merging is the heart of contemplation. Merging is an unflinching attitude we develop towards everything and everyone around us. No matter what happens, no matter what destiny brings us, we consciously move towards it in a spirit of trust. We move to merge with it. You cannot merge with something or someone unless you have already developed a vast open space open within you. If you try and merge with a person without this inner space, you will become entangled with them. This is a common story in human relationships. We become confused with the stories of others, and they become confused with ours. This is also the narrative of many of our daily dramas. We fall into some form of experience or endeavor or crisis, then we unwittingly become entwined into its tapestry. Such experience trap us and take energy away from us. This is not a healthy form of merging. This is codependent merging. True merging happens as a conscious act of love. It is the result of many pauses and pivots. Merging is not a single event such as pivoting is. It is a new worldview that grows in us as our contemplation becomes deeper and more stabilized. Merging is a maturing of our soul, entering into everything we think, say, and do. It is as though we have allowed our roots to spread into all crevices of the world. There is nothing we try to escape from, and no one whom we resent, envy, or avoid. Because this kind of merging comes from spaciousness, nothing can stick to it. Thus, we do not lose our individual identity in true merging. In a wonderful paradox, our individuality becomes both more splendid and more humble. Life flows around us and polishes us as the green river polishes the golden stones. In this sense, merging is not really a technique. Rather, it is the transcendence of technique. How to merge. Of course, we would like to know how to bring about the experience of merging. However, merging is a fruit of your contemplation. The seed of this fruit is the technique of pausing, and the flower is the technique of pivoting. The fruit comes about of its own accord, falling from the tree only when we are ready. There are, however, 3 principles that you can practice that will greatly facilitate the experience of merging. 1. Generosity. Life constantly offers us the opportunity to be generous. We can be generous with our resources, with our time, and above all, we can be generous with our spirit. To embrace the spirit of generosity in all that you do is to place yourself in service to the whole. To be generous is to become a conduit for all the rich currents of life. Like a great oak tree, you will draw all manner of creatures into your gentle embrace. Generosity can be very subtle. The greatest form of generosity is that which is unseen. For example, a person may treat you with great injustice. They may wrong you, but instead of rushing to defend your own honor and engaging in a conflict with them, you might choose instead to bow to the experience and contemplate its deeper lesson, perhaps inviting you to let go of something. People usually expect a defense when they have launched an attack, but sometimes you can turn such situations around inside yourself, and your response can be courteous and generous, rather than reactive and proud. Thank you so much for the like. For some, overgenerosity can also be an escape from self-love. We can become trapped in patterns of overcommitment in which we allow ourselves to be taken advantage of by others. In this sense, the foundation of generosity is firm personal boundaries. Like a river with strong banks, we also need healthy boundaries to direct the current of our generosity in a way that serves both others and ourselves. Everything in life, especially our many small daily events and activities, can be openings for generosity. At the end of each day, do an inventory of your generosity, beginning with how generous you have been to yourself. See the ways in which you have been generous and the ways in which you could still have been more so. Generosity brings us closer to others, allowing us to begin to experience the joy and delight of merging. 2. Friendship. The great love poets of the Sufi tradition sing endlessly in their mystical rhapsodies of the wonder of merging. They refer to this condition as the friend. To these mystics, everything is seen as a friend. Every act or situation or object or person is embraced as an opportunity to experience the inherent unity of all beings. Seeing everything as your friend has the immediate effect of bringing the world closer to you. You enter into greater intimacy with people and things. Even if the other does not return your offer of friendship, it matters not. Friendship is an unconditional extension of your generous spirit. When you next find yourself in a challenging life situation, see it as a life offering you deeper friendship. As in the Japanese martial art of Aikido, when the challenge comes, move towards it instead of flinching away. Lean into it and offer it your friendly hand so that you can redirect its energy, rather than becoming a victim of its energy. Every time we pause and take something in at a deeper level, we open our hand to life and friendship, and a part of us merges with another part of the world. Finally, in the modern information age, we tend to have many connections, but few true friends. Therefore, cultivate your true friendships with generosity. Give as much time as you can to those relationships in which you are able to experience the feeling of merging. Practice the profound art of harage, the dialogue between friends that unfolds as much through silence as words. A true friend is a precious find. Spending time with a friend is like finding a beautiful old seat in a secret glade deep in the forest. What could be more important than taking the time to rest and enjoy such a special place? And we'll get to gentleness, which is the third aspect of merging, on the next live stream. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join as it is popping off on the membership tiers. And I will see you on the next video or live stream. Be well, stay wild as well.